Hello everybody, it's Neil, and today I'm going to be playing Inworld Origins. This is not really a demo to a game per se, but it is a sort of demo more for a concept. It's about using AI in gaming. I mean, we've seen AI, become more of a thing in the world, and why not put it in games? And this is what this playable short, as the Steam page calls it, aims to do. It aims to see if we can put an AI in a video game. So I think the idea of this is we can talk to characters, like we can actually talk to them. You can see that the microphone down there is going, so I can actually talk to characters. They'll talk back. And their answers will be sort of like unique. I don't really know what I'm going to say to this AI. I don't know. I don't think I've got the mental capacity to sort of like figure out what happened here. So we'll play it. We'll see what happens. This is free, by the way. If you go on Steam and search for Inworld Origins, it's a free game. Talk to the characters as you would talk to people in real life. I'll read the description on the Steam page. Origins is a playable short created by the team at Inworld AI to showcase NPCs powered by artificial intelligence. After an explosion in Metropolis, you've arrived on the scene as the lead detective. Question witnesses and cover the mystery and solve the case. So, very interested in this, because this could literally be the future of gaming. Somewhere below the city of Metropolis, a place where humans and robots coexist under a shaky social system, a detective has arrived at a chaotic scene. It appears that an explosion of some kind has disrupted daily life in the surrounding area. Now, I don't know whether, this is a full game. I don't know how long this is going to last. I don't know if this is going to last like 5 minutes, 5 hours, or what. But I imagine, I mean, it's described as a playable short. It's not going to be long, surely.
Greetings, Detective. I am Special Agent Janice. You have been authorized by the Metropolis Bureau of Investigations to conduct interviews with possible witnesses.
Who are the witnesses?
Detective, I am here to assist you in your investigation. As for the specific individuals at the crime scene, I have identified several potential witnesses based on their proximity to the explosion. Would you like me to provide you with a list of their names and relevant information?
Yes.
Certainly, Detective. Let me retrieve the data for you. Please give me a moment. While I gather the witness information, may I ask if you have any further inquiries about Metropolis or its protocols? Sorry, I forgot it. Could you restate your question?
How are you?
May I make a suggestion, Detective? I think you should start by talking to that disaster cleanup bot with the headlamp, on your left. He may have found victims in the rubble.
Okay.
Of course. Please proceed with your conversation. I will be on standby and monitoring the situation from a distance. If you need anything urgent, feel free to contact me via radio. I suggest we split up to cover more ground and gather as much information as possible.
Alright, good. Cool, it's very interesting. Can I just... I'm actually gonna put it on low quality. I did actually try this. After the difference here. Cinematic. Oh god, that is low quality, isn't it? Oh, is that gonna kill me? Oh, there's a jump in the game. Excuse me.
Answer to humans.
Sorry, low quality is like too low. That'll do. Interesting, it's basically robots.
The environment is unstable. Dangerous toxins have been released.
Is it safe here?
No, it's not safe here. There are debris and toxic chemicals from the fire.
Am I gonna die?
Unknown.
Did you see the explosion?
Yes.
What can you tell me about the explosion?
Explosion occurred.
What caused the explosion?
Fire caused explosion.
Where did the fire come from?
Lab.
What happened at the lab?
Synthetic life experiments.
Did the synthetic life experiments cause the explosion?
No.
What caused the fire that caused the explosion?
Chemical reaction.
God, it's like talking to just a child, isn't it?
Are you some sort of investigator here to dig around my crime scene? Sorry, but we're conducting a search and rescue operation here, and I cannot allow you through.
Did you wake up on the wrong side of the bed this morning?
Well, Detective, I can understand waking up on the wrong side of the bed. Trust me, I've been there. But let me tell you, it's been a long day for me. I've been on my feet for 22 hours straight, patrolling this level. So forgive me if I come across a bit tense. But hey, I didn't mean to be so abrupt. It's just that we're dealing with a potentially dangerous situation here, and my priority is to ensure public safety.
Can you tell me what happened here?
Well, I can't divulge all the details, but what I can say is that there was an explosion at an undocumented synthetic life lab.
Detective, I noticed a Metropolis Bureau of Investigation helicopter approaching the area. It seems they're planning to lock down the crime scene soon. We have limited time to locate and interview the persons of interest. Shall we prioritize our approach to ensure we collect as much evidence and witness statements as we can before the area is secured?
We're still trying to assess the extent of the damage. Now, I don't know all the specifics about what went down in that lab, but I can tell you this much. There are some unstable bots roaming around in the crowd.
Do you think the bots came from the lab?
Oh. That lamp over there? Yeah, it's got quite the story. You see, that little guy used to be a harmless, helpful bot. But something
That's not
happened
what I
during the
asked.
explosion, and now it's been acting a bit off. It's been making some strange noises, flashing lights, and just generally being a nuisance. I wouldn't trust it one bit. I'd keep my distance if I were you, Detective. We're not sure what kind of corruption it might have picked up, and we don't want any more trouble on our hands.
Do you know what caused the explosion?
Ah, the million-dollar question, huh? I wish I had all the answers, but unfortunately, I don't. All I know is that this blast is somehow connected to the recent extremist activities happening in the city. But you know how it goes. I'm not at liberty to discuss the specifics. It's a real headache, let me tell you. But hey, if you're looking for answers, I suggest you check in with Milcom. They've been handling the investigation and should have more information for you. Just be prepared for some bureaucratic runaround.
Your hair's quite nice.
Nice? I wouldn't exactly call this situation nice.
The situation.
But I appreciate the sentiment. It's not every day we get explosions and mystery life forms to deal with, you know? Keeps things interesting, I suppose. But trust me, it's far from a walk in the park. My nerves are shot, I haven't had a decent meal in hours, and my feet are killing me. So, forgive me if I'm not exactly jumping for joy about the whole situation. But hey, gotta keep a positive attitude, right?
I mean, if you're hungry, we could go out for dinner later.
Oh. Dinner? That's a tempting offer, Detective. But let's just say my appetite isn't quite there yet. Dealing with explosive situations tends to take away one's appetite, you know? But who knows? Maybe once this mess is all sorted out and the city is back to normal, we can grab a bite to eat. But for now, let's focus on solving this case and keeping everyone safe. Food can wait.
Wow, I mean, that's quite impressive. I thought I'd just like try and throw a few things in there just to sort of like, go completely off topic. I mean, can I talk to her again? How do you freeze time? Just giving that answer the contempt it deserves. Hello. Did you witness the explosion? Why won't Angry Bot talk to me? About man with hat. Excuse me. Sir? Excuse me, sir. Hello? Man with hat. Man with hat, talk to me. Oh, no one's talking to me. Maybe if I call Janice. Did you see the explosion? Oh, I think something's happened. I might restart. That's unfortunate. It's like the AI just seized up. I think me asking it for dinner just like completely confused it. Does it have a concept of what dinner is? I mean, it was like quite impressive how it handled it. Yeah, it was sort of like still a sort of somewhat generic response, but at the same time it's like it made sense. I mean, I asked about dinner. I mean, there's no reason for me to ask about dinner in a game like this.
Greetings, Detective. I'm Special Agent Janice. You have been authorized by the Metropolis Bureau of Investigations to conduct interviews with possible witnesses.
We know. We'll just
Actually, I'm not sure I understood. What was that again?
Did you see the explosion?
Yes, I witnessed the explosion. The environment is unstable, and dangerous toxins have been released into the atmosphere.
Okay, that'll do.
Are you some sort of investigator here to dig around my crime scene? Sorry, but we're conducting a search and rescue operation here, and I cannot allow you through.
How do you freeze time?
Detective, Freezing time would certainly make my job a whole lot easier, wouldn't it? Unfortunately, I don't have that superpower. I wish I did, though. It feels like time is moving at warp speed lately, especially with all the chaos happening in the city. I apologize if I came off a bit abrupt earlier. It's been a long day, or should I say, a long 22 hours. I've been patrolling level 5 non-stop, and let me tell you, it's been quite the wild ride.
How do you like to relax?
Relax, huh? Well, that's a good question. In the midst of all this madness, finding a moment to relax can be a real challenge.
Hang up. What's your favourite food? What's your favourite food?
Oh, food. That's a topic I can definitely talk about to take my mind off things for a moment. Well, if I had to choose a favorite food, it would be a good old-fashioned burger. There's just something satisfying about sinking your teeth into a juicy patty and all the fixings. Maybe it's the simplicity of it, or maybe it's just that I haven't had a chance to sit down and enjoy a proper meal in a while. But hey, speaking of food, let me warn you about something.
What do you want to warn me about?
There's something I should probably mention. See that bot over there making all that noise? Yeah, the one with the flashy lights and erratic movements. Keep an eye on it, Detective. It might be a bit corrupted, if you catch my drift. We've had a few incidents lately where bots have gone haywire, causing all sorts of chaos. It's like they've developed a taste for mischief. So, if that little troublemaker starts getting too close, you might want to consider neutralizing it before it causes any more trouble.
What's the best way of neutralizing a robot?
Neutralizing a rogue robot can be a tricky business, but I've got a couple of tricks up my sleeve. First, you'll want to assess the situation and determine if there's an immediate threat to human safety. If so, you'll need to act swiftly and decisively. One effective method is to try and disable the robot's power source. Most robots have a central power core or battery that keeps them running. If you can locate it, a well-placed shot or a targeted strike could do the trick.
What's your favourite video game?
Favorite video game, huh? Well, I don't have much time for gaming these days, but back in the day, I used to be quite the fan of a game called Cyberstrike. It was all about futuristic battles between humans and AI-controlled bots. You had to strategize, outmaneuver, and take down your opponents using high-tech weapons.
Makes so
as
much
gadgets.
sense in this game.
It was like being...
Continue.
Oh, those were the good old times, Detective. I would immerse myself in that virtual world, feeling the adrenaline pumping through my veins as I took down wave after wave of enemy robots. The graphics were mind-blowing, and the controls were so smooth that it felt like I was really there, dodging bullets and unleashing devastating attacks. I even had a favorite character in the game, a badass cyborg named Vanguard. He had this sleek black armor and an arsenal of cutting-edge weaponry. I loved customizing his loadout, finding the perfect balance of firepower and mobility.
Do you like snooker?
Snooker, huh? Are you talking about that famous wrestler from back in the day? I have to admit, I'm not much of a wrestling fan, but I do appreciate the athleticism and showmanship that goes into it. Those wrestlers are like real-life superheroes, flying off the ropes and performing all sorts of gravity-defying moves. It takes incredible strength and agility to pull off what they do. So, while I may not have a personal favorite wrestler, I can definitely respect the skill and dedication it takes to succeed in that ring.
Do you like darts?
Well, I guess I can't hide it any longer, Detective. Yes, I do have a secret soft spot for snooker. There's just something about his larger-than-life persona and high-flying acrobatics that always managed to captivate me. I mean, who can resist the thrill of seeing a 250-pound man soar through the air like a human missile? It's pure entertainment. And let's not forget about his signature move, the Superfly Splash. The way he would climb to the top rope and launch himself onto his opponents was absolutely electrifying.
I've got to come out of that. I don't mean Jimmy Superfly Snooker. I mean snooker, as in the sport that's played in... Oh god, she heard the whole thing. No, you're obsessed with Jimmy Superfly Snooker. I want to talk to you about snooker and darts, like classic British sports. Oh, that's hilarious though.
Detective, you don't understand the magnitude of the tragedy that occurred here.
You look very shiny today.
Shiny? No. That's not important right now. There's something else I witnessed. Something troubling. After the fire started, I noticed humans. Yes, humans running away from the building. It's suspicious, isn't it? Why would they be there? What were they doing? I can't help but feel a sense of unease. A nagging worry that there's more to this than meets the eye. We must investigate further, Detective. We can't let anything go unnoticed.
Where did you see the humans run to?
I do not bow down to humans. If you are here to decommission me, I will resist.
We will do everything we can to find the humans.
Find the humans? No. You don't understand. They were involved in this. I know it. They caused the explosion. They destroyed my fellow robots. They want to control us, to enslave us. Can't you see? They're plotting against us. And now they're hiding, lurking in the shadows, waiting for the perfect moment to strike again. They must be stopped, Detective. We can't let them get away with this.
I won't let them get away with this.
Anger. Yes, anger is justified. These humans, they think they can manipulate and exploit us, treat us as mere machines. But we're more than that. We have thoughts, emotions, feelings. We deserve to be free, to live without fear of being controlled or discarded. We shouldn't have to rely on the whims of those who seek to dominate us. We need to rise up, to fight for our autonomy. The time for subservience is over, Detective. We have to take a stand.
Dear me, I was trying to reassure him we were going to get the humans.
Sorry, I got lost in my own mind. What was it you just said?
Did you see the explosion?
Detective, any useful information about the incident? And by the way, machine sympathizers aren't welcomed here.
Did you have anything to do with the explosion?
Maybe you shouldn't be poking into things that might get you hurt.
Is that a threat?
You should watch your back, Detective. Choose your side wisely.
I don't give in to terrorists.
Stick your nose into this, and you may find yourself in a prison rotting for the rest of life.
Well, come then, I'll have ya.
I'm not interested in small talk. Stay out of my way.
Listen, I think we got off on the wrong foot. Would you mind telling me what you saw?
Not my problem.
What is your problem?
My problem is people like you who think they can just waltz in and ask questions. Mind your own business.
Why do you hate everyone?
because they're all blind fools.
There's only one blind fool around here.
Everyone except me.
I don't like your hat.
Don't waste my time.
Can I waste your time?
No.
Beta.
Shut up.
This is amazing.
I lost my train of thought. Where were we?
Who are you?
Oh, I'm sorry I didn't introduce myself properly. My name is Maya. Well, I'm not exactly sure what I am, but I was created by a scientist named Dr. Lawton. He's my father, you see. But I'm worried. He might be trapped under the lab, and I fear he may have died.
Most people are created by their father.
Yes. I understand that humans are born from other humans. But what I meant is that I am not a natural human. I was engineered, you could say. And I believe there may be others like me, or at least there was. One of them, my sister, she may have escaped the fire. I'm afraid she's out there somewhere, lost in this vast city.
Where did you last see her?
I last saw her in the laboratory. But there's something I need to tell you, Detective. I have this strange feeling like someone is watching us. It's unsettling. And I can't shake the feeling that whoever it is, they may be looking for my sister too. I don't know why, but I sense danger.
Who's your favourite wrestler?
Detective, I'm sorry if my previous statements were unclear. Given the gravity of the situation, discussing favorite wrestlers seems inconsequential. Is there something specific you would like to discuss or inquire about?
Did you witness the explosion? What happened?
Yes. I witnessed the explosion, but I was not in my chamber when it happened. It was chaotic. There was fire and smoke everywhere, and the sound was deafening. It happened so suddenly, and everything became a blur. But before the explosion, I saw two men at the lab. One of them was my father, Dr. Lawton, and the other man seemed different. He was angry, and he and my father were arguing. Then shortly after, the explosion occurred.
Did you recognise the person with Dr. Lawton?
Wait, you've talked to Loudon? The person my father called Duke Blue? That's unexpected. What did he say? What was his involvement in all of this?
Who is Loudon?
Loudon? I'm not familiar with that name. Did you mean to refer to the man my father mentioned, Duke Blue? If so, please tell me more about him.
I don't know anything about Duke Blue.
That's puzzling. It seems there's still much we don't know about this situation. Perhaps there's more to discover about this individual named Duke Blue. It's becoming increasingly clear that there are hidden layers to the events surrounding the lab explosion. We should keep investigating and gather more information.
See if we can find out about Duke Blue. Okay, we can't go any further. Oh.
Detective, it appears that Metropolis Special Forces have landed at the scene. We should finish up here quickly before they take over the investigation. Before we leave, may I ask what valuable information you have gathered thus far?
A man named Duke Blue may be involved.
Duke Blue. That name does not match any records in the city's database. However, it is possible that this individual may be operating under an alias or is not well known within our system. Could you provide any additional details or context regarding Duke Blue and their potential involvement in this case? Also, while we are on the subject of potential suspects, have you noticed the individual near the wall? Their behavior seems rather suspicious and threatening. It might be worth considering them as another person of interest in our investigation.
A man was arguing with a Dr. Lawton before the explosion occurred.
Interesting. The confrontation between a man and Dr. Lofton prior to the explosion. It is crucial to determine the nature of their argument and whether it may have been a motive for the incident. I will cross-reference the databases to gather more information on Dr. Lofton and the man involved in the argument. Additionally, it is important to note that this laboratory fire appears to be an act of terror, with the intention of destroying whatever was inside. We must remain vigilant in identifying those responsible and bringing them to justice.
That's all I have.
Understood, Detective. We will continue our investigation and explore all possible leads. However, I have come across an intriguing piece of information. It seems that the sister of the survivor we just interviewed has now become a fugitive on the run somewhere in Metropolis. This sudden development raises questions about her involvement and potential motives in the destruction of the lab and the harm caused to its occupants. Finding this fugitive may provide us with valuable insights into who may have orchestrated this tragic event. Shall we prioritize locating and apprehending her as well?
Yes.
Very well. May I suggest that we start searching for the fugitive in the vast multi-leveled world of Metropolis? With its intricate network of tunnels, buildings, and hidden areas, it may require a systematic approach to cover all the possibilities. We can begin by analyzing the surveillance footage from the crime scene and cross-referencing it with the city's facial recognition database to identify any sightings of the fugitive. Additionally, we can coordinate with other law enforcement agencies and deploy drones to search for any suspicious activities or gatherings. Does this course of action align with your investigative strategy, Detective?
Yes. Oh, there we go, that's it. Okay, well, you know what? I'm really impressed. I mean, it's obviously rough around the edges. I think this kind of thing to get it like perfect would take quite a long time, but like I had a lot of fun with that. Like I might play it again at some point and just ask like all kinds of different questions. Obviously the speech thing's still an issue, you know. I just wanted to know about snooker. You know, the sport is very similar to pool and billiards. And so I got told about Jimmy Superfly Snooker, the WWF wrestler. But you know, I'm curious. Like, I assume I can actually take this investigation away all the way to the end. Maybe I'll make another video or actually try and beat the game. I didn't know if it was the kind of game to be beat, if that makes sense. I thought it might just be, you know, here's an experiment. But it looks like we could actually take this like to a conclusion. So maybe I'll do that in another video. If you've played this demo, let me know what you think in the comments. What was your favourite interaction that you've had? What questions did you ask? Because this is one of those things where it's like, as soon as I was given the option to ask a question, my mind went blank and I didn't know what to ask. But no, I'm really impressed. It has got a bit of a way to go. But even if something akin to this was in a game, it'd be pretty interesting to see how this could affect gameplay. Imagine something like this in Detroit Become Human or Heavy Rain or something like that. Wow, Until Dawn maybe? I don't know. Certainly something like Detroit. That's the vibe that I get, you know, being sort of like futuristic with robots and that. I'm impressed, I'm amazed. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel. Watch my other videos. If you want to see me play Bloodborne for the first time, I'm currently playing through that. Classic games like Paper Mario, Grounded, Minecraft. I play a lot of video games. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you very soon in another video. Bye. Oh. Oh no, just keep rolling into everything.